Hi, this is Lana Lisa Williams. I am in Mojave Narrows Regional Park, located in what I call the Apocalypse Desert. Even an apocalypse desert has a nice spot. So here we are. I thought maybe you could walk with me a little around here. You can see the pond and the ducks, and geese are over there too. And I'll do a 360. Now we're looking toward the train track. A train just went by, but there's not a train right now. People are camping here. It's really quite pretty. And up ahead are some interesting rock formations. And here's our sign, no swimming or wading. So that's back toward the entrance. So we're gonna go this way. Just walk with me and I will talk to you. I don't know how to use my camera very well on my iPhone yet, so I'm going to show you my photo. I probably look horrible. Hi, can you see me? I don't know how to do a selfie and then switch back to regular, so I am just like pointing this at me. How are you? I probably look ridiculous in this hat. Anyway, here we go. Sorry, trying to put my sunglasses back on. So here's me with sunglasses and a funny hat. What do you think? Oh yeah, so sexy. Here we go. So I've walked all around this lake before. And while we're walking, maybe I'll tell you a story, because the wind isn't blowing very hard here, and I'm pretty sure you could actually hear me. The first 6 videos I did of Apocalypse Desert turned out pretty badly because the wind was blowing and you couldn't hear me talk. So here's me trying to make, oh, look at the ducks, they're playing. There they go, flying away. Trying to make a video in the late afternoon on St. Patrick's Day, March 17, 2019, which is entirely a good day for me since I'm Irish. Have that red hair and all. Yep, was born with reddish blonde hair, blue eyes and fair skin. My family came from England and Ireland, the 2 islands that pretty much hate each other. No wonder I have such a strange, tragic family history, where none of my immediate family are still alive, except me, so I'm a survivor. I do have kids, but they're not really talking to me because I went to teach overseas for 5 years in Russia, Turkey, and China. So I'm walking here. There's the sun. No trains, just scanning. Okay, no trains. 360 degrees back toward where we're going. Just wanted to show you the train is really cool. Anyway, my dad died when I was 4. On Christmas, he shot himself in front of me and my mother. My brother was asleep, a baby, in the other room. And my mother, after that, was a little depressed. She was drinking. He actually was a bad alcoholic. Pretty sure that's why he shot himself. He felt there wasn't much hope for him to get better. He'd been in and out of rehab, I guess. So my mother carted my baby brother, who's like 4 years younger than I am, around America. We lived from top to bottom, east to west, just about every state. So I was used to traveling. So by the time I became an adult, like 18, I was living in Virginia. Mostly we stayed to the East Coast or the South, Florida, Texas, Alabama. So at 18, I had the bright idea that I would go to California. There's a duck. And I would study at San Diego State University. So I did. I got a BA degree. I would have graduated summa cum laude, except one English teacher who was about to retire hated all the students, including me, and gave us all C's. Frankly, I think I at least deserved a B. Really, I deserved an A. I've been writing since I was 4 years old. My grandfather graduated from Princeton and then went on to get his master's degree at Yale University. Anyway, so I graduated magna cum laude, not summa, which is like a step down, but pretty good. There's someone with his RV and the sun shining right in your face. That's why I'm wearing a hat and sunglasses. This is, after all, Southern California. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, my family. So at 18, I came to California, went to San Diego State University, graduated the BA with honors, and then went into the master's program 3 years after, got a master's degree in English and a lifetime community college teaching credential. I learned Spanish as a teenager. That's a good time to learn a language, or as a child is even better. So I speak Spanish pretty well and understand almost every word. So anyway, I could speak a few languages by the time I was an adult because I went overseas to teach English for 5 years in Russia, Turkey, and China. It wasn't that easy. I spent the least time in Russia, one very long winter. They didn't really like English over there. Never even found a good Starbucks. But I learned Russian, read, write, texting in it. I had to figure it out and speak it if I was going to survive. My grandmother had a little Russian book, so I was a little bit familiar with it since I was a child. I just did my 23andMe DNA test, only to discover that I'm 100% European. Darn, no Cherokee Indian in there, not even Jewish. Mostly Irish and English, a little bit Scandinavian. Oh, cute little geese over there. Little Scandinavian. Oh, German, yeah. More German than Scandinavian. Can't believe I'm part German. But, got the hair and the eyes, kind of looks like it. And a tiny little bit Greek. But 100% from the continent of Europe. So I can't say I'm Jewish anymore, except in my heart, I guess. Anyway, here we are walking. So I went to Russia, and then I couldn't stand it anymore. It was April 18th, and there was still snow on the train tracks and no leaves on the trees. So I got a job teaching English in Turkey, near Istanbul. Flew there. That was 2011. Spent 2.5 years in Turkey. Very interesting place. Oh, here's dumpster, gross. Really good food in Turkey. People with a tent. Yeah. And their Jeep. Cool. Anyway, so I learned Turkish. Read, write, text, speak Turkish. Interesting language like nothing I'd ever come across. Made some mistakes in Turkey, such as marrying a Turkish guy and getting involved in their freedom protests. I wrote 2 books about Turkey to add to my other 5 that are already on Amazon. Ooh, that's a very muddy Jeep. One of the books was called Walk With Me in Turkey. The other was called I Protested for Freedom with Turks. I probably should go closer to the water. At this point, cars are a little boring and dumpsters are gross. I'm going towards the water. Anyway, back to Turkey. So, I survived Turkey, and my Turkish husband and I escaped to China right about the time dictator Erdogan took full control and tried to make everyone into really good Muslims. Turkey actually has a 2,000-year history of Christianity, and I took photos of churches there. So I was 2 years in China. It was okay. Actually, they treated me very well. They have respect for teachers there. Got good money too, and free air tickets back and forth from LA to China. But the air became unbreathable, so I had to return to California. Not that I wanted to. Then I really struggled. November 2015, my Turkish husband and I, he was, by the way, a very bad choice. He really liked smoking all the time and drinking whiskey. We made it back to California, and for a 1.5 years, I was homeless, living in my car. Thank God I had a car. I did save money from teaching in China to put a down payment on one. Still had high payments and high insurance, but at least I had a car to sleep in at truck stops for a year and a half or two until I found a good teaching job. I taught at a community college for one semester. Then they didn't renew my contract. Isn't this pretty? There we go. It's almost a total bridge across. And those are the cool rocks in the distance. Someone over there with this funny car thing. No train yet. Really pretty look. There's the moon. Can you see the moon? There's duck. This time of year, there's the snowy mountains in the distance. This time of year it's not too hot in Southern California, even in the high desert where I live, where we are at the moment. So it's really quite beautiful. I'm not even wearing my vest to keep me warm. I don't need it. So I'm walking out on this thing because I always was a daredevil. One of those jump right in kind of people. That's probably why I had such bad luck with men. I would just jump right into a relationship instead of, thinking about it, taking my time, maybe doing a little background search. But pretty much the end of the road here, unless I really want to get muddy, which I don't. There's a bridge over there or something. Okay, so here we are. Wow, water all around me. Can you see it? Cool. Hope it's not too wobbly. I'm not the best cinematographer, though I can take some pretty good still shots. We'll look that way for now. So, where was I? I don't even know. Struggling in California, looking for a good job. Community college for one semester. Then they didn't offer me the next semester because, oh my gosh, my students who were 18 years old misbehaved during break and played loud music and smoked cigarettes in the classroom while I went to the staff restroom and wasn't watching them. So I didn't get asked to come back. Can you believe it? 18-year-olds smoking cigarettes and playing loud music at a community college because they are, after all, teenagers. So then I struggled, unemployment, blah, blah, high desert. Finally got a good job at a prison. Yep, a prison for male sex offenders. 80% of them had committed a crime against someone 14 years old or younger. Pretty creepy place in a lot of ways. There were, however, some ex-gang members and some ex-cops. None of them could be in the general population of a prison. So pretty here. Can you believe I went through all that trauma and here I am in such a tranquil and beautiful place. So I spent 9 months, a little over, teaching in a special needs yard prison in Adelanto, California in the high desert. But last Christmas, which is a bad time for me, because that's when my father shot himself in front of me and my mother. I was almost 5, so I do remember the loud noise, the black handgun, the trauma and the mess.